I will discuss the strengths, weaknesses, threats, and opportunities of Internet Protocol security. So let's proceed from the strengths of Internet Protocol security. The strength of IPsec or Internet Protocol security is ESP provides the authentication function of AH as well as confidentiality, making AH virtual unnecessary in an IP4 environment. In some instance of virtual private network or VPN, implementation emphasis is placed on the virtual aspect. Strayer argues that MPLS-based VPN using traffic engineering and resource management or QoS provides a dedicated private network. This private network is only illusionary because MPLS does not take into account confidentiality, which ESP provides for IPsec-based VPN. Without the use of encryption, attackers can sniff a network and obtain potential damaging information. Also, MPLS does not work well outside of an autonomous system or AS, as Strayer points out. This makes MPLS 6 practically useless between partner corporations where IPsec with tunnel mode can provide the required security. Most of ESP and strength against other secure data transit technologies lie within IPsec strength as a superior method to provide secure data transfer over unsecured networks. And let's proceed from weaknesses of Internet Protocol security. ESP overhead weakness compared to AH has been addressed above. AS also has the following advantage over ESP. AS is never export restricted and AH is mandatory for IPv6 compliance. And since ESP can use encryption, the particular type of encryption is restricted by export law. Global implementation of ESP will need to use weaker encryption since AH has no export restriction and therefore the strongest authentication required can be implemented in any situation. AH and ESP both have IP4 and IPv6 specification, but the use of ESP with IPv6 is for optional. If a particular implementation of IPsec use only ESP for IP4, any migration of IP6 will require the incorporation of AH. ESP also has weaknesses within itself, not just when compared to AH. RFC 2406 requires the use of initialization vectors in certain situations if the algorithm used to encrypt the payload requires cryptography synchronization data. In initialization vector or IV must indicate the length any structure for such data and the location of the data as part of an RFC specifying how the algorithms with ASP. This means that the IV is included in the ciphertext of every packet to allow the receiver to decrypt individual packets regardless of packet losing reordering of packets. And next, so there also exists a conflict between ESP and TCP, Performance Enhancement Proxy or PEP or PEP. Deployed in IP wireless network, it is impossible for an intermediate gateful outside sender and or receiver security enclaves to analyze an IPsec header to extract TCP flow identification and sequence number. The PEP agent cannot obtain the information needed to generate acknowledgement or transmit data segments. Zhang argues that IPsec tunnel mode and layering principle are unsuitable for new networking services and applications such as traffic engineering, traffic analysis, application, layer proxies, agents, and active networks. In a situation such as this, secure socket layer SSL or transport layer security TLS can provide the necessary data security. SSL TLS operate of the transport layer of the OSI model and only encrypt the TCP data, not the TCP header. This allows intermediate device to view and use the TCP state information in the aspect. SSL or TLS are a rival for IPsec, but only where TCP is concerned. SSL and TLS does not work on UDP, ICP, or other transport layer IP protocol. And third, let's proceed from the threats of the Internet Protocol security. In a collaboration with colleges from Opel University in Poland, researchers at Host-Gertz Institute for IT Security or HGI at Universitat Bochum or RUP have demonstrated that the Internet Protocol or IPsec is vulnerable to attack. The Internet Key Exchange Protocol IP version 1, which is part of the protocol family, has vulnerabilities that enable potential attacker to interfere with the communication process and intercept specification information. And last, let's proceed from the opportunities of the Internet Protocol security. In computing, Internet Protocol security, or IPsec, is a secured network protocol suite that authenticates and encrypts the packet of the data to provide secure encrypted communication between two computers over an Internet Protocol network. It is used in virtual private networks or VPN. IPsec includes protocol for establishing mutual authentication between agents and the beginning of a session and negotiation of cryptography key to use during the session. IPsec can protect data flow between a pair of host to host, between a pair of security gateways or network to network, or between a security gateway and host network to host. IPsec uses cryptography security services to protect communication over Internet Protocol or IP networks. It supports network level peer authentication, data origin authentication, data integrity, data confidentiality or encryption, and replay protection. So that's all, and I hope you learned something about my discussion. Thank you.